I'll settle for the ghost of you. I'll miss you more than life. I miss you more than life. Oh, hello bookish friends. How are we all doing today? I am here to do a fun video for you guys. Today I am planning on bulk filming a lot in this outfit tonight. I am currently home alone for the weekend, so here we are getting ready to bulk film. I'm so excited to bulk film because A, I have space on both my laptop and my SD card again, and then B, I just am in a chit-chatty mood, and like I said, I'm by myself, so might as well just sit down and talk to the camera, you know? So anyways, I hope you guys are all having a great December so far. How is it that we're already here and we're getting ready to talk about our monthly book haul for the month of November? Like, what? It's already time to talk about November's book haul? That is wild. So let's sit down, grab a drink, grab a snack, grab a blanket. Let's sit down, talk about books. I have my iced tea behind the camera, so hold on. There's no more ice in it because I left it out on my test all day. But let's get a sip of drink of the iced tea before we start. Cheers. Alrighty, friends. So with all my book hauls, I always start off with asking you guys a question / talk about what I'm currently reading. And right now, my first book for the month of December, I'm almost finished with this one. I took a small reading break since I've been home from church to do this video for you guys. But I'm almost finished with The Road to Bones by Demi Winters. This is a first book of a new adult fantasy. This reads very YA fantasy, so I'm a bit confused if this is YA or if it's adult. There's like adult subject matters in here, but it also has like a young and female main character, you know? This is an epic and immersive Viking-inspired romantic fantasy. A woman fleeing a ruthless assassin accidentally joined forces with a group of mercenaries and must use all of her cunning to escape with her life and her heart intact. So far, it's really good. There's like enemies to lovers involved with it. And then there's also just morally great characters. I just read a scene that was super, super sad though. And I'm just processing all of it, you know? But I'm really enjoying it. I'll show you how far I am into the book because I'm definitely finishing it. Oh, there goes my cover. I'm definitely going to finish it tonight. I am literally more than halfway through it. I'm on chapter 54, page 440. So I'm literally a quarter of the way done. I just have this much left to read. So I'm very stoked to see how this one will end. And then you'll hear me talk more about this in my December wrap-up. Anyways, let's jump into my monthly book haul. These are all the books I got this month. Some of these I purchased, some of these I haven't. Most of these I got sent to me from either book boxes or even Penguin Teen. Penguin Teen was so kind enough to send me 4 books this month, so I'm so excited for that. Let me scoot you guys closer. Hi. Okay, so Penguin Teen was so kind enough to send me 4 books because I'm part of their influencer list, which is wild. But also before we begin the book haul, I want to say thank you so much for 400 subscribers. Yay! I will be doing a live show this coming weekend when I'm not super busy, and I'll do a live show of just celebrating you guys. So thank you guys so much for the 400 subscribers. But let's jump into this amazing book haul. So like I said, Penguin Teen sent me 4 books this month. One of them is a book I haven't read yet, but I'm dying to because it sounds so good, and that is Deadly Ever After by Brittany Johnson. This is a YA fantasy standalone that is a Cinderella retelling. I believe it says, "The right kiss will save them. The wrong kiss will kill them." This is a queer novel as well, which we love that in this household. It says, Amelia has always tried to be the perfect princess, delicate, quiet, and obedient. But when she's murdered on the night of her wedding, her happily ever after is cut short before it begins. I'm sold just on that little synopsis alone. There's gods and goddesses involved, princesses to help escape. It sounds like everything I will love, and it's a debut novel as well. So I'm super stoked to be reading this in December. Look forward to a weekly vlog coming soon. Let's move Chewbacca over on this shelf. Okay, the next book that I have on this book haul, I bought this at Barnes & Noble with my friend Liz. So hi Liz, if you're watching this. But I got Direbound by Sable Sorsen, I think is the author's first and last name. Everybody and their mother has been talking about this book, and oh my goodness, it sounds so good. My friend Clint and Amanda, I was supposed to buddy read this with them in October, and I just never got around to reading it because I had it as a ebook on my Kindle from Kindle Unlimited, and then I saw that they had the giant paperback at Barnes & Noble, and I was like, let me buy it, why not? This might be on my winter TBR, which is a video I have coming soon, and also might be on my 2026 TBR because I know book 2 comes out next year. There's the cover for book 2 right there called Furybound. I almost said Furyborn. Furybound. So I don't know too much about this one, except it's getting compared to Fourth Wings and Fourth Wing, but with wolves instead of dragons. And it's been making people cry. So that's all I need to know. Next one is another arc that Penguin Teen was so kind enough to send to me. This one doesn't come out till March. I don't know what the exact release date is, though. It doesn't tell me on the back. That kind of sucks. But this one is When I Was Death by Alexis Henderson. This is Alexis Henderson's YA fantasy debut novel. This says a peculiar group of girls does death incarnate bidding in this haunting and stunning speculative YA debut. Rosalind isn't herself anymore. It's been a year since her sister Adeline died under mysterious circumstances, and Rosalind is still tormented by her absence. So when the elusive carnival of girls that Adeline spent her summer with rolls back into town, Rosalind joins them to finally figure out what happened to her sister. Ooh, so a sister story. Morally gray characters, I'm assuming. It looks like it's going to be a short read, so I'll definitely be reading this in 2026 when it gets closer to March. Just won't be reading it right away. I'm still excited for it, nonetheless. Thank you so much, Penguin Teen. This is my third novel by Alexis Henderson. I have 2 others on my shelf by her, and I can't remember what they're called, but I just haven't read her yet, so I don't know if I will love this. But when I saw the cover of this revealed, I was like, oh, that's stunning. Like, look how creepy this is. I feel like this will be a perfect book for the fall season as well. Next book is a book that everybody and their mother has been talking about this winter season. I'll definitely be reading this soon. I think it might be my next read after reading The Road to Bones, because I'm going to need a lighthearted contemporary book, and that is Good Spirits by B.K. Borson. I feel like I myself have been talking about this book on this channel for a while now, ever since I bought the paperback edition. So I'm looking forward to seeing how this one goes. I've been hearing mixed reviews about this one, but this one says, fall in love with the ghost of Christmas Past in this magical romance from New York Times bestselling author of Love Light Farm and First Time Caller. He's the ghost of Christmas Past. She's not exactly Scrooge. Interesting. And this beautiful artwork on the not end papers. What is this called? Wow, I'm blanking on names tonight. Beautiful edges is what I can call them. I totally just blanked. Did you see that? Anyways, I read First Time Caller earlier this year and absolutely loved it. So I'm excited that this will be my second book by B.K. Borson. So I'm looking forward to reading this one this winter season as well. The next one is another book that Penguin Teen sent to me, and I'm also going to show another one as well, because the other one is a sequel. So Penguin Teen was so kind enough to send me a paperback copy of Spin of Fate by A.A. Voria. This is a first book of a new fantasy series coming from Penguin Teen. It's already out in hardcover, which I already read and loved. So I'm excited to dive into Reel of Wrath by A.A. Voria, of course. Very stoked to be reading these. One of you guys will be getting a copy of this soon. I will announce that winner this week. So sorry, it's been a while since I announced it the first time. But super stoked to be diving into the sequel. If I don't read the sequel this month, I'll definitely read this in 2026. I can't believe how many more days left we have in 2025. Like, where has the time gone? I won't be talking too much about this one just because it is a sequel. So thank you so much, Penguin Teen, for sending me both book 1 and book 2. And one of you lucky people will be getting a copy of book 1. So go enter into that giveaway while it's still open. I never know where to put my books. Next one I have is, speaking of sequels, I have one of my highly anticipated reads of 2025, and that is Eternal Ruins by Tigris Grima. This is the sequel to Immortal Dark, which I read earlier this year and absolutely love. That was their first book of first book of a YA fantasy trilogy. Book 3 is supposed to come out next fall, so I'm very nervous for the long wait, but I'm also excited to dive into book 2. I'm going to be honest, I didn't really love book 1 as much as everybody else, but I enjoyed it enough to continue on with the series. So I'm going to be continuing on with book 2, of course. This is a beautiful edition of the first printing run where it has the beautiful sprayed edges. That's the word I was looking for good spirits. This is beautiful first edition that is with the sprayed edges. And it says, love is the first enemy and death is the second. That's what it says there. Beautiful artwork all the way around. And then there's beautiful end papers here as well. This has a quote on here that says, like all ruinous thing, he came from the abyss. And then there's beautiful artwork all the way around the cover. So I thought that was really neat. And this is already a #1 New York Times bestselling novel, which is exciting because you don't see a lot of BIPOC authors on the list. I mean, you do, but not like #1, you know? So very excited for Tigris. Congrats on that. Super stoked to be reading this. I might be doing a sequel vlog soon. Sooner than later, maybe. Who knows? I don't know. Would you guys like that? Let me know in the comments below. Next is another book I bought at Barnes & Noble. This one's one of my other highly anticipated reads, and that is Chloe Gong's newest novel, Cold Wire. This is a first of a new duology or trilogy. I'm not sure how long this universe will be, but if you can't tell, this is a YA young adult Good Morning America book club. So congrats to Chloe for that. That's really exciting. This book is so shimmery. I didn't realize like how shimmery it can be. I don't really know too much about it. It says everybody wants to rule the world. This one says the future is loading to escape rising seas and rampant epidemics. Most of the society lives up country in glistening virtual reality. Why are words hard tonight? While those who can't afford the subscription are forced to remain in the crumbling down country. But upcountry isn't perfect. A cold war rages between two powerful nations, and no one suffers for it more than Medina orphans in the Atu. Their enrollment at the Nile Military Academy is mandatory. Either serve as a soldier or risk being labeled a spy. Oh, interesting. I didn't know this was another spy setting novel. That's really cool. She's really good at doing spy stories. Next 2 books I'm going to show at the same time because why not? They're both from the same book company. Holy moly, one of them is super heavy. I got my September Owlcrate box and my November Owlcrate box in the month of November. Kind of confusing, but you get it. So I'll leave both of those unboxing up above or down below, most likely down below as well. So I have The Sleepless by Jen Williams. This is a YA fantasy standalone. This says, when I look at you, I see the one person who might understand what it is like to be me. I had a beautiful unboxing video of this up above or down below, so definitely check that out. But there's beautiful sprayed edges with a ribbon bookmark attached. Artwork on the inside. Artwork on the outside. Signed by the author too, which is stunning because this is Jen Williams. This is her... Sorry, I have hiccups. This is her debut novel too, so it's super exciting whenever I can discover new authors. And this one I hear is having our main characters having a ghost inside of them or something like that. I don't know too much about it. It says, welcome to a world where gods and monsters roam the earth. Allurial is the guardian of the wild and dangerous monster forest, saved from the brink of death by God. Her skin will poison anyone she touches. And then Arturia is on a mission, one that takes him face to face with Allurial at her most ruthless. But her defenses are useless when she discovers he's the only human impervious to her deadly gift. Oh, interesting. Words are so hard today, so I'm not going to keep reading synopsis or synopsized. So I'll just show you the synopsis for you guys to read it. And then my November Owlcrate is one that I was actually really excited for. This is another November new releases title that I wanted, and that is The House Sapphire by Marissa Meyer. This is a YA fantasy standalone with, again, beautiful sprayed edges. Artwork on the inside. Beautiful artwork on the outside. You can't really see the outside so much. I'm sorry. Here is the summary if you want to pause and read. But yeah, I'm super stoked for this. I don't want to know too much about this except what I've read from the synopsis and also the letter from the author. And again, it's signed by her as well, which is cool because Marissa Meyer is a auto-buy author for me, and I don't think I have any of her books signed yet. And if I do, I'm probably lying to myself. But this will be so stoked to add it into my signed copy collection, which is all of these books behind me. The next two books I have are from the same book company as well. I decided to do all three book boxes, so Owlcrate, Aardvark Book of the Month, and Allurial. I guess that's 4 book boxes. So from Aardvark, I only got 2 books. My main pick of the month was Girl Dinner by Olivia Blake. I don't know too much about this, but everybody and their mother is also reading this and is loving it, so I don't want to know too much about it. It just says, dig into Girl Dinner, a darkly fun novel about power, lust, and eating your fill from New York Times. And then I have Kill the Beast by Sarah Swift, I think is the author's first name. I'm so sorry if that's not how you say it correctly. This is a Beauty and the Beast retelling. It says, The Witcher meets Howl Moving Castle in this debut original fairy tale of revenge, redemption, and a friendship. A heartwarming, cozy fantasy with a dash of gritty adventure. I'm sold. I can't wait. Another new to me author, so I'm looking forward to reading this one. I think this might be her debut novel as well, so that's really cool. Like I just said, I love supporting debut authors. Next I have is 2 books from Allurial. I think is how you say the book company's name. I have 2 books that I got from them. My main pick for Allurial was The Sacred Space Between by Kaylee Reed. When I saw that they announced the November picks, I actually almost skipped them, but then I read the synopsis of this one, and this one just sounded so good. This is a beautiful sprayed edges. It also comes with a matching bookmark, which I thought was really cool. Beautiful artwork on the end papers. No artwork on the dust jacket or on the hardcover case, but that's okay. This one isn't signed. I kind of wish they were signed because that would be even cooler for the book box to do that. But this is another YA fantasy, or sorry, adult fantasy standalone novel. And this had some of my favorite tropes in here, like the bookmark says it has enemies to lover, slow burn, and a happily ever after. And who doesn't love all of those? So stoked to get into this. This one wasn't on my radar until I read the synopsis, and I was like, ooh, that actually sounds good. Same thing. This one wasn't on my radar, but I saw another book series by this author that I've been wanting to try. So I thought, let me start with this one and see if I like this one. Also, I didn't realize this one had, this book had dragons involved, and that is Our Vicious Oaths by N.E. Davenport. This is an adult fantasy romantasy standalone novel, and it says, the enemy of my enemy is my lover. What? So stoked. It says, a warrior princess and a vengeful king from rival fae courts from a fierce alliance to take down a merciless despot. In this journey of powerful magic, enemies to lovers, romance, and political intrigue. I'm so stoked. And I think this was nominated for the Goodreads Choice Awards as well, if I'm not mistaken. So if this one won, congratulations. If you didn't, I'm so sad. Again, stunning stenciled edges all the way around. Beautiful artwork. Oh yeah, I started this one as well. So I will be finishing this one in December. Beautiful end papers, a beautiful map. Who doesn't love a good map, especially in a fantasy story? Yes, please. So I'm so stoked to finish this one. And again, hopefully you'll see this in the December wrap-up. And then the next two books, one of them my friend Christina bought for me, and the other one I bought for myself. And so I have Blood in the Water by Tiffany D. Jackson. This is Tiffany D. Jackson's first middle grade novel. And I was super happy to get this one because I saw there was editions without the sprayed edges. So I wasn't sure which one Christina got for me. But she was so kind enough to get me the sprayed edges. Like, how cool is that? Especially for middle grades. You don't see sprayed edges on middle grade books that often. But Christina's note in here is so sweet. She says, Drew, I've never read a Tiffany D. Jackson book before, but she's on my list to eventually get to. Enjoy. I hope you have a very merry, swoony sleepover. Like, what? That note made me cry on a day when I needed the note, and I can't wait to celebrate that swoony sleepover with you guys later this week. Don't know too much about it. It's a middle grade. Can you call this a thriller? I think this is a mix of thriller and fantasy involved. Who knows? Next one is one that I bought for myself. I bought this one at Target, and that is The Same Backwards as Forward, a hate, scratch that, love story. You can read it from one person's point of view. I believe this is the female's point of view, and then you flip it over and you can read it from the male's point of view. Which is very cool that you can do that. So there's two different covers. There's this purple one, and then there's this blue one. So super stoked to be reading this, and it looks like my camera battery is dying. Okay, sorry, we're back. So yeah, you can read one person's point of view to the next one. So I think that's really cool. This is another new release that I'm looking forward to reading. And it just came out in the month of November. So I won't say too much about this one, but just know that this is a novella short story collection, part of the Inheritance game series. So definitely read this one in order before getting to this one. And then my last three books that I have for this book haul, I was so close to filming it all in one go. But my last three books I got are my Book of the Month picks. I got 3 books, 1 main pick, and 2 add-ons. My main pick was Violet's Desolate is Not a Villain Anymore by Emily Krempel, I think it's the last name. I'm so sorry. This one is a cozy fantasy. It says, Guy Shadowfade is dead, and after a lifetime as a dark sorcerer right hand, Violet Desolate is determined to start over not as a fearsome thorn witch, but as somebody kind, someone better, someone good. Sounds so cute. Sounds so perfect for the winter winter season to cozy up with a good cozy fantasy. And then my 2 add-ons for November, these are both new to me authors, so I'm super stoked to be reading new authors this year. And that is An Academic Affair by Jodi McAllister. I talked about this, how I'm going to be reading this for my Merry Bookmas Readathon, which I'll leave that up in the cards up above or down in the description box below. Super stoked to be reading this because this is set in Australia. Never read anything that was set in Australia, so that will be really, really cool. All I know is it's an academic setting, lover, enemies to lovers trope, maybe. Who knows? New to me author. Thought it sounded cute. And then we have on the opposite end is The Everlasting by Alex E. Harrow. This is an adult fantasy, historical fiction-y type of thing. It follows a legend, a liar, and a love story. To rewrite the legend, they'll have to rewrite history itself. So, super stoked to be getting to all of these new releases. That's it for me from this video. If you guys like this video, please give me a big thumbs up. Hit that subscribe button. Thank you again for 400 of you. Like, what the heck? That's amazing. That was such an accomplishment that I wanted to do this year. So thank you once again. And I will talk to you guys down in the comments below. If you want me to read any of these books and do a book review for you guys, or even just talk more about them in my monthly wrap-up, let me know what book you think I should read next. The only one that I have read in this book haul is Spin of Fate, but everything else I haven't read yet, so I'm looking forward to new voices, new stories, and most of these are my anticipated reads. So thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll talk to you guys down in the comments below, and happy holidays. Love you guys. Bye!